on page 323 of Gone Girl. I'm doing so well. I am getting there. I think I have about 100 pages to go, a bit more than 100 pages, maybe 150. I'm not 100% sure, but it is hot today. I am doing really well with Gone Girl. I read the first 2 chapters of Rebecca last night. I finally started it. Yes. Thank God for that. I've been putting it off for so long. I just haven't been in the mindset to read it. I think also as well, I am the type of reader to only read one book at a time. So starting a book that I can only read at night, while I've been trying to read my other books for the readathon. So I'm really worried now that I'm going to struggle with Rebecca, because I only read the first 2 chapters last night and that was only like 5 or 6 pages. The writing is quite tiny and I am just worried that I'm not going to feel like reading. I mean, I do all my reading through the day now. It's weird. Through like the day and like early morning, throughout the afternoon and like into the evening. But once it hits past 9 o'clock and I'm getting ready for like bed and stuff, or I'm just on my laptop on Netflix just scrolling through YouTube, I'm never in the mindset to read. So I don't know how I'm going to read Rebecca. I'm thinking I may have to stay up all night one night and just read a good chunk of it. I think I worked out, I think there's like 397 pages for it and I've read like the first 10. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think some night I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and stay up all night and try and read as much as possible. But I'm just about to go out for a walk with my dog because the weather is nice. And then I'm hoping to get Gone Girl finished today. I've been doing quite a bit of reading. And then I think that's after Gone Girl and after Rebecca, I have 2 books to go. I have the sequel to Potion Study called Magic Study, and I have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which I wanted to read at last because I feel like I've read it before. It's quite easy going, so. Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock and I just finished Gone Girl. It was good. It was pretty good. The only issue I had with it was the fact that I already sort of knew how it ended. I'm pretty sure I watched like the honest trailer for the movie, and I've seen the movie trailer and I'm pretty sure I saw something. I don't know what it was I would see, but I feel like I had this idea in my head. I felt like I knew how it ended, and obviously I knew about the kind of what I'll call the twist, and yeah, so I sort of knew what was coming. So but when it happened I was like, yes, I was kind of loving it. But then the actual ending I was a little bit disappointed by it. Like oh, I feel like I want another book to know how life panned out, but I'm content, I guess. It was pretty good. I really love Gillian Flynn. I love her writing style. I really enjoyed Sharp Objects. I have enjoyed this book a lot. I could potentially give it a 5 out of 5. I may. It's just the ending that's kind of holding me back a little. I was a little bit disappointed by it, but at the same time I felt, well, I may give it a 5 out of 5. Maybe I'll give it a 4. I'm not sure. I might give it a 5, to be honest. The ending was a little disappointing, but oh well, but it was pretty good. So I'm just waiting now for it to get dark. Look at that. Look at that blue sky. I'm waiting now for it to get dark so I can read Rebecca. That's the annoying thing about... I wish I hadn't chose Rebecca for my book to read at night when it's dark, because it's one of those books I feel like it may take me a while to read it, and I really would prefer to just dedicate a day to reading most of it. But Oh well, I'll wait for it to get dark and then I'll start reading it. I'm gonna sit down now and edit my reading vlog for the previous week because I haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna do that. To make a start on my next book. I'm gonna go for Magic Study now. I'm not sure how many pages in this, probably about 400. Same as the last one, so yay. So far I'm doing pretty well. I have this book, once I start this book, I just have Harry Potter and the Philosopher. My hair is wild, it was so windy out there. Once I made a start in this one, I just have Harry Potter left. Obviously I'm still reading Rebecca because I've just started it. I'm into the first 50 pages of Rebecca. I read a few last night. It's just so hard, the fact that I have to read it when it's dark out. And all the time now, it's basically daylight till about 8, 9 o'clock. So by that point, if I've done a lot of reading through the day, I'm enjoying doing other activities like watching TV. I hope I'll get it finished. I'll just have to really commit some night, I think, to reading it. Maybe do stay up all night. We shall see. But I'm gonna make a start now on Magic Study. This was my Herbology book that started with the letter M. Magic.
Let's recognise and applaud their bravery. Once again, let them hear how proud we are of our Scottish and UK NHS workers.
Why am I finishing on random pages again? I've read the first 90 pages of Magic Study. It's okay so far. So I'm just gonna, it's 12:05. Whoops. So I'm just gonna get ready for bed now and maybe try and read a couple of chapters of Rebecca. I'm actually really tired. I'm always tired. Finishing on random pages again. I do now is eat.
We have no transporter capabilities.
Fortunately, mine are perfectly functional. Drop your shoes.
Oh my god, it is so hot. It is so hot today. It is so hot today. I'm sweating. I've been sitting outside reading. I had my lunch. I am about halfway. Yeah, I'd say I'm about halfway now through Magic Study. I'm not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed Potion Study, probably because it's a different setting. Our character Yelena has moved on from where she was in Ixia to Sitia. Listen, I cannot pronounce anything in this book. I can't pronounce some of the character names. I'm just kind of like reading them and I'm kind of like, oh god. But it's different. She's now at, I'll call it a magic school. She's basically at this citadel place where the magicians train, or where the young magicians train. But she's like a late bloomer because they didn't find her until she was 21, blah blah blah. But I think the thing is with this book is that it reminds me why I'm actually not a massive fantasy fan, which is a really strange thing for me to actually admit. Like, I love Harry Potter, I love Lord of the Rings, I love A Song of Ice and Fire. Those are like my 3 fantasy stories that, you know, I watched the movies and TV shows and I adore them and I love them. And I feel like they're done well. But I haven't actually read an awful lot of fantasy in my lifetime. But this book's kind of reminded me why that is. And it's because, I don't know, I feel like magic systems, they're not always my favourite. Our main character, Yelena, she's one of those people either love her or hate her. She makes friends everywhere she goes. She's got this really strong power and her power's quite unique. And I feel like she doesn't know how to control it, but yet she's somehow able to control it and do things. And oh my god, it's like all the other magicians are like, oh my god, I can't explain this, but you're so strong and I don't know how you did this. And she's like, I don't know how I did that either. And it's like, really, it's the kind of like magic stories that really I'm not that bothered about. It's like if Harry Potter was, every time he tried to do a spell, he's like, I have no idea how I'm doing this, Accio, and it works, and it's like, wow, I have no idea how I did that. It's like, I love it when a character, they fail and they keep trying and eventually they do it. I mean, there's nothing against your main character being almighty and becoming the greatest magician of all time, but when they're basically doing it without realizing they're doing it or without knowing what they're doing, I'm just a bit like, alrighty then. But I can't really stand that. It's an overplayed trope, but I mean, I don't know, this book's probably, I think it's from like the early 2000s, so I'll forgive it, but we've grown since then. We've grown out of this trope. But apart from that, the book is not too bad. I'm persevering with it. I have the 3rd book in the series. I was looking at the series on Goodreads and trying to work out what is next, because I have 3 books in this and the index that says it's like the next 3 in the series after Fire Study, which is the 3rd one that I have. And I was looking on Goodreads and there's like other books and there's short stories that the author's written that kind of, so I have absolutely no idea what the timeline is. The books that are in this, I got interrupted, but what I was saying was, basically now I really don't know what the timeline is, because the books that are mentioned in this as being like next in the series, I'm pretty sure are from the perspective of another character. The books that are continuing with Yelena, whatever, her story, are titled something different. So if I want to continue with this series, I'm probably going to have to do a lot of digging to figure out what the order is. I'm not really wanting to read like the little short stories and that, but I'm gonna maybe see. But I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of this book. No, I'm not saying I don't like it, it's just I think I preferred Potion Study to begin with. I think it's because it's completely different. Like, it's a set in like a kind of different place. The stuff that's happening, I really don't care. I really don't care about my main character, so I'm not really that interested in her story. I cared more about her in the first book, whereas now I've just lost interest. So I have Fire Study. I will read it after I finish this, after the readathon's over. It'll be like maybe first on my list to read once the O.W.L.s Readathon is over. But apart from that, I really don't know. I don't know if I'll continue with it because I don't care that much about it to actually spend more money on it. I'm pretty sure I only paid like £5 for all of these because it was like a 3 for £5 offer. But I'm getting there, I'm halfway into it. Maybe gonna crack down, read quite a bit today, maybe read a bit tomorrow. I'm halfway through Rebecca. I didn't think I was gonna do it, but I'm doing so well. I'm halfway through. The other night I stayed up till about 3:30 in the morning just reading. So I'm so pleased that I'm getting there. I'm making some good progress with that. That's some good progress and I'm really enjoying it. For like a classic gothic novel, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than this. I wish I could read it more, but I know that the instructions were to read the majority of it when it was dark outside, but I'm determined to read it completely when it's dark outside. So, and my only chance to read it is like when I'm in bed, so but oh well. So I'm gonna crack on with this today. It is a beautiful sunny day. I'm gonna go for a walk with my mum and then just keep reading. I don't know. So far, I'm gonna give this like a 3 out of 5, I suppose. Potion Study, I don't know what I gave it. Did I give it anything? I don't remember scoring it, but
put up a fight. Oh, look at that. Oh, listen. Tell me more, tell me more. Cause he sounds like a drag. Tell me more, tell me more. Could you get me a friend? It's a coda, that's what it is. So I told her we'd still be friends. Then we made a true love. Wonder what she's doing now. Summer dreams ripped out the seams. Why does it sound like she's looking at me? No summer night. Tell me more. What was his name? Danny Zuko.
I think he sounds peachy keen, and well, maybe if you believe in miracles, Prince Charming will show up again.
What could be Grease Lightning?
Oh my god, you can sort of see it on my face, but I caught this one today. I'm eating grapes out of a gin jar. Gin glass. Because I had a gin earlier, and the glass was just sitting there, and I thought, why dirty a bowl with my grapes? I'll put them in the glass.
I'm only a girl, not a princess.
And I'm only a lizard, not a footman. Enjoy it while it lasts.
I love this movie. Honestly, that dress is amazing. And there he is, Rob Stark. Still alive. I actually really love this movie. The dress is beautiful. The music, the soundtrack. Rob Stark. I love Lily James too. She's perfect. Ah, that dress! I want it.
Tell those spiders wrong.
Why is that like my favourite scene ever? Oh Jesus. I love The Prisoner of Azkaban. I feel like I don't know if I would say it was my favourite, but it's definitely one of my favourites. I just love, I'm not really a massive time travelling fan, but I actually really enjoyed the time travel because of the way it was like a, what is that type of, is it like a time loop where, I don't know, things happen because it's already gonna happen? I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but is that classed as a time loop? Where it's like for example, stuff was happening to them before we knew that they travelled back in time because they travelled back in time. That made no sense, but like stuff with like Harry saving himself because he knew he'd already done it because he does it. Is that a time loop? Is that classed as a time loop? But I had to admit, I absolutely loved this movie. I remember like the first time watching it, I like the whole thing with Peter Pettigrew. I don't know, I do really like this one, and Sirius Black, and then Sirius Black being good, and it's good. I can't wait to reread the books. Just another reason why this movie's the best Harry Potter. The time travel, which I don't normally like. The humour, the mystery, the plot twist, and Hermione punching Draco Malfoy, even though he was one of my first crushes ever. Love you long time, fellow Slytherin. Best Harry Potter movie. Buckbeak as well, Buckbeak! Buckbeak. Can we just talk about Hermione's grip though? Like, she is holding him one-handed. And she threw him into that hole. Honestly, Hermione, I know she's a witch and everything, but damn, that girl is strong. What? How'd she do that? One-handed. I couldn't pick up my dog one-handed, let alone a boy. Look at the state of my screen, oh my god, that's disgusting. But I just finished editing this Harry Potter, which rather... I filmed it months ago. Not months ago, it feels like months, but it was actually a few weeks ago. And I forgot about it. My hair's a mess because I'm just back from a walk and it's a little bit windy out there, but I just wanted to report in to say I am so close to the end of Magic Study, and to be perfectly honest, I may actually drop my review of this to like a 2 out of 3 out of 5, maybe a 2.5. I don't normally give books quite a, okay, I'll maybe give it a 3. I just don't think it's that good. Like the storyline, I'm not invested in it. The characters I find a bit one-dimensional. They either love the main character, they're either in love with her, or they love her like a sister, or they don't like her. They hate her. There's like no real in between, and their personalities are all about the same, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. And even the storyline, I'm not invested in it. Like, I kind of cared the last time because the characters that were involved, I somewhat cared about them a little bit, like the things that were happening, whereas this time characters are in trouble that I don't even really know them or to care about them enough to worry about them, and things are happening and they're supposed to be like plot twists, but they're not really plot twists because it just kind of comes out of nowhere and there was no clues to start with. Like, I thought it was going to end up being like someone we knew was like going to be the evil one, but obviously not. And the whole magic system, I don't understand it. The amount of times I have read the term, I pull the thread of magic, and I'm just picturing my main character going like this. The fact that the magic is like a blanket, basically, that they pull a thread on to harness their magic and do stuff. And our main character, don't even get me started on her abilities, because she is one of those, oh my god, we can't believe it, you have this amazing power. She doesn't know how to control it, but somehow she controls it anyway. She controls it because the plot calls for her to do it, but then she runs out of energy because she's overdone herself, and it's like the same thing every single time, and I just really don't care about her, and it's like she doesn't even, I don't know, I don't like her. I'm not a fan of her, and I'm not a fan of the magic system, and this book has reminded me that I'm really not a massive fantasy fan. I love I think what it is with me and fantasy, we have a love-hate relationship. I do love fantasy if it's done well, but if it's a magic system that I don't really care much about, and a world that I don't care much about, I realised that I don't even think it is. I don't even think it is. The fact that it's a fantasy book that's put me off. I think it's literally just the kind of one-dimensional characters and the tropes. But I'm so close to the end, and I will read the third book eventually. But will I read the rest? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, it is 7 o'clock now, and I've just finished Magic Study. So I went into Goodreads to do my ratings, and I realised that I hadn't actually rated Poison Study yet, so I forgot to do it. But I've decided to change my ratings for both books. I've decided that Potion Study, I'm gonna give it a 3-star, because to be perfectly honest, I liked it. I liked it enough, and I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing. I didn't absolutely love the characters or anything like that, so I've decided to just give Potion Study a 3, and I'm going to give Magic Study a 2, which is harsh. I think that's quite harsh. I don't normally give books 2 stars. Normally, if it's a book I didn't particularly like, or if I thought it was just okay, I'll give it a 3-star, but I decided I'm going to give it a 2. I'm not going to do like a proper review on this. Maybe I'll review the series once I've read the third, once I get round to it, but I definitely think I'm not going to bother reading any more of them, because I figured out that this is a trilogy, these 3 books. I also have Fire Study as well, and then you can see there's Stormglass, Seaglass, Spyglass. They're a trilogy for a side character, which I don't think I've met. Maybe I have made a character. The other 3 are trilogy for a side character, and then there's another trilogy that comes back to this main character. So if I feel like Fire Study, which is the third one in this series, kind of completes the story a little, I'll just leave it at that. But I have to admit, I feel like everything was very repeated. I probably will do a review on this, but everything was just so repeated. It was the same thing. She was kidnapped. She went after the bad guys. Only she could do it. There was all these powerful magicians, supposed to be more powerful than her, and they were basically doing nothing. And she was the one that was solving all the problems. And I didn't really like our main character, Yelena. I didn't really like Valak that much in this one, because I just felt he was pretty good in the first book. I will admit, I didn't like him and Yelena as a couple, to be perfectly honest, but I liked him in the first book with how clever he was and smart, and that he was this great assassin. In this book, I just don't understand it. I don't understand him. He's immune to magic, but he's not a magician or anything like that. So it's like, well, how can he be immune to magic? Explain it to me. I want to know. How can she not read his thoughts, but yet their minds are connected in some way? He keeps coming to her in her hour of need, and he's always like, what can I do for you, love? He always calls her love, and I really don't like that. He says it in every sentence as well. He would always call her love, and he said every single sentence, and it was like he became really soppy in this one, just following her orders, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. And in the end, it was like, I don't know, I wasn't invested enough with the characters, and even the characters they brought back, like Ari and Janko, I think they're pronounced. The way they carry on, the dialogue is so cringy, and I just can't deal with it. So thank God. But that is me finished Herbology. I just have one more book to go, apart from Rebecca obviously, but I'm still reading it. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I'm doing so well. I did not think I was going to read all these books, but yeah, so I'm giving it a 2. So I'm not sure now when I'm going to start Harry Potter, to be honest. I don't know when I'm going to start this, because I don't think it's going to take me that long. So I'm just glad that I got that finished, and I read it so quickly. I absolutely flew through it, even though it was a bit crummy. Good morning. Good morning / afternoon. It is 2 o'clock. I have been busy all morning, mid-morning, clearing out our bathroom, just hauling everything out, wiping it down, cleaning it. I'm sweating. I'm just about to have my lunch, even though it is 2 o'clock. I still am a little bit red from my sunburn the other day. I'm exhausted.
9 and 6. And the last two, 25 and 50.
Okay, to keep you in the game.
Right, now being switched up at the same time. Now, it's been a very good April, by the way. So it's been really clear and it's really good stuff.
What's the big advantage, really, of what's going on, isn't it?
And there may be.
So I have not been exercising as much as I should be. I do tend to go for a walk every day, but I have been trying to exercise most days just to get my body fit, because although I've always been a very skinny person, I just feel like I could work on being a lot more fit, flexible. I would love to just be one of those girls with like a really flat stomach. So I'm gonna try this 30-day yoga for weight loss. It's a 30-minute workout. It's from Psyche Truth. I think they're going to be uploading like a video every day. They've just uploaded the second one. Yoga for weight loss, day 1, 30-minute workout, beginner friendly, fat burner at home. So I think I'm going to go with this for 30 minutes and see how I get on. I'll probably end up dying by the end of it. So I haven't actually read anything today. I was busy cleaning, I went a walk with my mum, and then for most of tonight I was just editing my footage for the past week. I enjoyed doing that, so I'm just gonna have to edit the rest of it with the rest of the footage from tonight. But I didn't actually read anything at all today, and I'm hoping now when I go to bed, because it is 11:30, I'm hoping I'm gonna read some of Rebecca. I say that, I always have to say like I'm hoping to read something, because guarantee you I will say, oh yeah, I'm gonna read some Rebecca tonight, and then when I get upstairs I don't read it. I just kind of, I think what it is, once I'm up there and I'm in bed, I'm just like on my laptop and I just can't be bothered picking up a book. So I'm gonna have to crack on with it, because although I'm halfway into it, I do really want to get it finished, because I felt like because I was halfway into it I thought, oh, I've made such good progress, I can take a break. But that's not the case. I've got to make sure I get it finished before the end of April, and then I just have Harry Potter to read, and I really don't think it's going to take me that long, because I don't think the Philosopher's Stone isn't that long a book. So I'm doing really well.